Hello, so if you're watching this video, you may want to start your UK spouse visa application process, or you've already started your application process but you want more information concerning the application process, or you've already put in your application and waiting for your answers. Nevertheless, I'm here to share with you my UK spouse visa experience, my 3 visit visa refusals, and the 3 major requirements for UK spouse visa, as well as the application process. So just to be clear, I'm not an immigration expert, neither am I a lawyer. I'm just sharing my experience with you guys, what we went through during the application of my UK spouse visa. So a little bit of my background is I'm from Zambia, which is Southern Africa, and I'm currently living in the UK with my family, my husband as well, and my son. And we lived apart. Prior to that, we lived apart for 3 years, and it's my 3 visit visa refusals that I just mentioned. Families are being forced to live apart because of the threshold or the requirements that the Home Office has put in place. So the first requirement that the Home Office has put in place is the financial requirement. The second one is accommodation requirement, and the third one is the relationship requirement. So let's start with the financial requirement. So the Home Office has put in place that for a person living in the UK wants to bring their foreign spouse into the United Kingdom has to meet 18,600 income threshold if they want to bring their foreign spouse. They have also put in place that if you're unable to meet that threshold, that income threshold, you must at least have £62,000 in your bank account for at least 6 months untouched. Yeah, that's a lot of money. So this is the financial requirement that the Home Office has put in place. Failure to do that, your visa stands for ground of refusal. So, not everybody in the UK can earn that much money. So if you are, in the UK and then you've got the foreign spouse that you want to bring in and you don't earn that much, neither do you have, the savings of £62,000, then it's going to be very difficult for you to bring your partner into the United Kingdom. And that's why most families are living apart. Children are growing up without both parents because of such kind of requirements. I'm gonna talk about the proof that you meet the requirement, what you need to show the Home Office that you meet this financial requirement. So you need to show that your bank statement and your payslip match. So the income that's coming into your regular income, that's coming into your account should be able to show that you meet that requirement. So they will calculate according to their calculations and see that you meet this requirement based on the information that you provide. So if you fail to provide this information or documents, then even if you meet, as long as you have not proved to them that you meet this requirement, your visa can be refused. If you're lucky, they can contact you to provide, the missing document. But I would suggest you research thorough before you start your application. The second requirement that I want to talk about is the accommodation requirement, where you have to show that you've got adequate accommodation for your foreign spouse to come and live in. Even if you've got a child like us, the child is in a safe environment and there will be no harm that will be endangering the child. So you need to show that you've got adequate accommodation. So for example, if you rent, you need to show that your landlord is okay with you bringing your foreign spouse into the home, or or you also need to show the lease agreement as well, and all such kind of documents need to be in place and it needs to be signed. So you own the house. This is even better for those people that own their houses. But you have to also convince the Home Office that you meet the requirement by sending in your title deeds of that house and show that this house is not council owned, you own that house, and you're able to meet all the expenses, all the bills and stuff like that. So you send in your title deeds, all the proof that you own the house and stuff like that. And if you got a mortgage, you need to show that you're meeting the mortgage requirement, you're paying on time and stuff like that. So the third one that I want to talk about is the relationship, proof of relationship. You need to show the Home Office that you're in regular contact with the foreign spouse and that, you know, your relationship is ongoing. Failure to do that, your application can stand for refusal, for ground of refusal. And, you know, like in my case, I lived in Zambia, my husband lived in the UK, and unfortunately they couldn't give me, for some reason, a visit visa, saying they're not satisfied that I'll return to my home country after my visit. So we applied 3 times and I got refused 3 times, but when we applied for my spouse visa, we got it. So I don't know what's the issue with the visit visas. So say you can't visit here, they refuse your visit visa, at least your spouse needs to visit you in order for you to show that you've been in regular contact, and, you know, all the flights, tickets and stuff, the bookings need to be there as proof and as, you know, documents to show that your relationship is ongoing. Pictures also are important. Family pictures, if you took a vacation together somewhere, take those pictures and put in as part of your application for proof of relationship. So these are the 3 major requirements that the Home Office of the United Kingdom has put in place, and failure to meet them, you may get your visa rejected. And it's really if you've gone through the application process and everything, it's really a nightmare. It's a waste time. It's a waste thing to go through, and you're fighting. It's like you're fighting to be together, and then, you know, there's all these things coming in and that. So it's a stressful time. So now let's get to the visa fees. So the visa fees at the time I was applying was, for the visa only, it was £1,500, and I had to pay NHS that's £600, bringing the total to £2,100. On top of that, I had to pay for my TB screening as well as my English test. Altogether costed £300, bringing the total to £2,400. Now here's the thing. You've gone through all this process, you've met the requirements, now it's time to apply. If at all your visa come rejected, that money is non-refundable and you have to start the process all over again. Even if they give you the option of appealing their decision, you still need to involve lawyers, and that's money. And, you know, people are really spending a lot of money just so they could be together in the United Kingdom. And most families are being, you know, forced to live apart. Other relationships are being forced to, like, you know, maybe it's not worth it, maybe it's stressful, what they break up, and it's so sad. So I just wanted to share with you guys the whole thing of the UK spouse visa, and, you know, share my experience for those people that are going through the process, for those people that are living apart, that keep on fighting, keep on pushing, and eventually you'll be together one day, and trust me, it will be worth a while. You meet these requirements. Now it's time for you to put in your application. You need to start the process of applying for UK spouse visa. So we're gonna start with the fees. I applied somewhere in I think the beginning, somewhere in January 2018, and at that time the visa fee was £1,500. That's just for the visa fee. So you need to pay £1,500 as well as NHS. So please, people, let me talk about NHS just a little bit. Excuse me. You know how when you're in the UK, people in the UK are like, oh, free NHS, what. Like yesterday, for example, I was talking to my colleagues. They thought I'm entitled to free NHS. I'm like, I'm not entitled to free NHS. I pay for NHS. To use NHS, I pay. So on top of that, £1,500. And this is the thing, people that come on a spouse visa do not claim benefits. Neither do they receive free NHS. It does not work like that. Before we even land in the UK, we've already paid for those services. So we're not entitled to public funds. If we don't work, we don't eat, because it's written on your BRP that no recourse to public funds. So my NHS at that time was £600. That makes it total £2,100. £600 for NHS. Now it's £1,200. That is double what it used to be. So now, on top of that, I had to do my TB testing, which was also somewhere around £200, as well as my English test, which was £100 at the time of my application. So altogether, the all like visa application fees was somewhere around £2,400, and that's just minus all the documentation that you needed to put in, because like you need to show that the original documents that's what they asked for. So my husband had to send via DHL to Zambia all these documents that they required. Now imagine you've gone through all this process of application, of trying to meet their requirements, and one small mistake, your visa comes refused. The money is non-refundable. Let me emphasize that. The £2,400 is non-refundable. Imagine that. So your money, if they refuse your visa, quite right, they say you've got the right to appeal, but it's all money and stuff, and if you involve your lawyers, it's more money paying the lawyers. Lucky enough, we didn't have to involve the lawyers. We did our own research and applied based on the information that we got. There's the information on the government website, the UK government website, so you can acquire that information and, you know, just enlighten yourself before you start or you put in your application. So imagine all that and the visa is refused. You have to start again the process. You have to find another £2,400. It's ridiculous. Like, it's just sad because families, instead of being together, your child is growing up with a single parent, for example, or away from the father or away from the mother, you know what I mean? So they don't have, and this is the British child, for example, you know, who's entitled to, you know, what every British child is entitled to. So I wanted to share with you guys my experience, and please do your own research. This is just my experience and the information that I have, and I wanted to share with you on my YouTube channel, and I'll be sharing with you all these information because I felt like I think it's better to, you know, tell my story and what I know to you guys who are about to start applying this application process. And now if you're going for renewal like me, I need to find about, oh my god, almost like over 3,000 pounds for my renewal, because the NHS has doubled. It's gone to 1,200 pounds. So for the people that are applying now, you have to pay 1,200 pounds. So it's really, for me, I find like, yes, you have to put things in place and whatever, and we have to abide by the laws, but I think sometimes it's just a money-making machine whereby, you know, because not everybody in the UK can afford such kind of monies. So this is the information that I thought of sharing with you guys, and if it's been useful to you, please give this video a thumbs up, and please be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button so you'll be notified every time I post videos. And I'll be sharing with you guys the life in the UK, how it's been for me to live in the UK, just, you know, the difference between Southern Africa and living abroad, and just, you know, all these life adventures and stuff. So I hope this video has been helpful, and thank you so much for watching. And it's your girl Queen B, and I'm out, and thank you, and please don't forget to subscribe. Cheers.